This video is brought to you by the Dustland Volcano Trail Virtual Race. Hey everybody, Mac here for OCR Kings, and we just got a sit rep and after action report in from Tom Shankopotamus, the legend, the machine, the OCR and Spartan race pipe hitter. This is actually his second trifecta weekend of this year. Incredible. It's only March, so Tom is really putting in the work there. So we'll put a link down below to Tom's Instagram. You should definitely check him out, subscribe, connect with him. That would be fantastic. And if you haven't done so already here, please like and subscribe. And click that bell notification icon so you never miss another video or sit rep, after action, or all obstacles race footage. What they're doing now is in direct relation to the feedback that they've been giving concerning getting people out to the races and justifying things like travel costs and all of that. Why go out for just one when you can host all three race types and get people there for the whole weekend? So they're increasing their U.S. trifecta weekends for this year. Really, really super to hear them do that. And as a result, this past weekend in Houston, on Saturday, there were 5,000 participants and spectators. That includes the kids' race, with another 3,500 people there the following day for Sunday. That's 8,500 people in total. That's a pretty big weekend. That beat projections and is just fantastic. So, way to go, Tom, for getting out there. Way to go, Spartan, for keeping people active and motivated and engaged. And speaking of keeping people active, push your limits and test your fitness ability by conquering the Dustland Volcano Trail Virtual Race. Set your own pace, break through to the finish line, and you'll be rewarded with the exclusive Dustland Race physical medal. I mean, look at this thing. The presentation is fantastic, and the medal is absolutely massive. You're gonna love it. Again, you can set your own pace, that means run or walk, at any time from anywhere. Connect through the app and enjoy the audio storyline as it accompanies you through your journey. So get into the Dustland and get moving. For more information or to sign up, log on to thedustland.com. So, concerning the logistics of the race, Tom mentions that there were many hotels within the area. He stayed at one 17 miles north of the race site. He said there were many hotels to choose from, which is great. He actually was at a spot where he could buy groceries from the local grocery chain on Friday. Cool, he could stock up, be ready for the whole weekend. Okay, the hotel was actually an hour and a half from the Houston International Airport and 30 minutes from the Austin Airport. So you got some options as far as if you're considering flying into this event. That is pretty cool. Okay, that means you can also get back to the hotel on Sunday, okay, for a quick shower before heading to the airport. Provided that you ran the Beast and the Sprint on Saturday. That's great. You're getting your money's worth. This sounds like a cool spot to go. Our experience with running out there in Texas is that the landscape, at least relatively speaking, and compared to the Northeast, is flat. And Tom writes of the course that, in a word, flat. Okay, that's a direct quote. We'll put a link to this unabridged sit rep. You'll be able to check that out on our blog. Tom writes that this was a flat course for both elite and everyone in the competitive waves. This was his first competitive heat of the year, and Spartan has made some changes to the competitive waves. So he ran open the first few races of the year while they were getting things sorted out. And he learns now, since running in a competitive wave, that this is how it works this year. Competitive waves are no longer broken up into age groups. It's interesting. Okay, that's different from years gone by. Instead, racers self-select a wave based on their time. And this is, at least for me, reminiscent of what the New York road runners do. When you're trying to get into their events, you have to specify a time, and then you prove that time, and then later on you qualify, depending on your time range, for specific waves. at their events and at the New York City Marathon. So this seems like Spartan is adopting a similar approach for the competitive guys. Okay, he says, however, though the results are age group ranked. Okay, with 4 possible waves, he opted for wave 4, and it was fine. His advice is for runners to realistically pick their wave and see how it compares to the reality of race day. Okay, so don't go in there thinking that you're a superstar and you overestimate yourself and you run into some difficulties. Be realistic, and if you're doing better than what you thought, then make the adjustment. That's pretty cool. That's great advice. Thank you, Tom. So Tom also writes that besides being a flat course, it was very sandy. And yes, Damer and I have experienced the same thing while we were out there in Dallas. Okay. But Tom lets us know that this is due to the fact that during the Cretaceous era, between 145 and 65 million years ago, Texas was pretty much underwater. Interesting. Very cool. And as a result, a good portion of the race is much like beach running. Okay, a lot of sand and some hard-packed soil. Great. Neither the Sprint nor the Beast nor the Super had any technical running. Interesting. So if you're used to rocks and roots and all kinds of crazy things like out here in the East, not so much there. This sounds like a great course, as a matter of fact, especially if you're pushing perhaps for a personal best. Cool. So the weather out there was surprisingly cold, as a matter of fact, around 40 degrees Fahrenheit at his 7:45 a.m. start time. So most early racers were hanging out in the merchandise tent. That's a good strategy on their part. And on Spartans, get folks warmed up and in a place where they could buy some merch. Very, very clever. Good idea. It's also not a bad idea, as Tom suggests, that since he had heard and experienced that the weather could fluctuate, you should pack both warm and cold gear for your trip out there, just in case. Okay, as far as the obstacles, they were standard Spartan stuff, evenly distributed throughout the course, with only the final 2, including the fire jump located in the festival area. They also had the Apocalypse Start, which is cool. That was a nice new addition. We like that. We hope we keep that going. So, in summary, Tom says he had a great trifecta weekend out there in Houston. The logistics were easy. There was good early season course setup and reasonable weather with a good town, good locale, and fairly priced hotels. He would highly recommend it. Absolutely fantastic. So, thank you for watching, everybody. Again, don't forget to subscribe. Really helps to grow the channel. Click the bell notification icon. This way you don't miss out on any of our chats here. We hope to have a lot more information for folks throughout the season, and we hope to see you out there on the course. But until that time, remember, as always, train hard, have fun.